As your renders get more complex, you may need to manage them a little bit more precisely. And in Maya, we can do that using the Render Setup window. We can find that here next to the Hypershade icon in the main toolbar, or under Windows, Rendering Editors, Render Setup. Now, by default, this window really doesn't have much in it. All it has is a default layer, which is called Scene, and this is everything that we have in our scene. Now, if I look into my outliner here, you'll see that I have a number of lights and objects in the scene. Render Setup allows us to create layers, and we can do that here. So when we create a layer, we can add objects to it and then modify those to change the way that the scene renders. Now we can see which layer is active by clicking on this eye icon. And so if we click on our new layer, you'll see that we have, well, nothing in it. Well, we can change that by adding what's called a collection. And a collection really is just a list of objects that are in the layer. So if I were to say right-click over this, we could do Create Collection. And this collection can then contain a list of objects. So if I want, I can go into my outliner, middle-click and drag, and that object will come in. So I clicked in Structure, and so the building comes in. If I were to select another object, such as the TV stand, again, that object comes in. Now, if I want, I can also use what's called an expression. So I could select all of these and remove them. And if I say typed asterisk, that would be everything in the scene. If I didn't want everything in the scene, I could type, say, furniture, asterisk, and that would be just the furniture in that scene. So now I have a scene with everything, and then I have one with just the furniture. Now, if I want, I could create another layer and create another collection and maybe drag in just the structure. So if I select this collection here, middle click and drag in just the structure of the scene, then now I have three layers. I have one with everything. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and let's go ahead and hit our space bar so I can see this a little bit more clearly here. So if we see it here, you can see I've got this layer which has everything, this one which has just the furniture, and this one which has just the structure. Now, if I wanted to, I could also add in lights, cameras. I can also do things such as change materials and manipulate specific attributes of the scene. But as you can see, this is just a great way to layer parts of the scene, and you can also use this for rendering. So if any one of these is active, when you go to render, that is the scene that will render. So if I have just the furniture here, and I highlight this window, let's just do a quick render, you'll see that just that part of the scene is visible. If I were to select the entire scene and render it, then that would show up as well. So this is a great way for isolating parts of the render. Now, like I've said before, you can also change things such as lighting, materials, and so on. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that next.